And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Bruins offense takes the field. And last week, you want to talk about a guy using every tool in the bag from the running back position. David, this guy did it.
He was a monster. And I think when you turned on the tape this week, you saw it, man. So many different ways he can hurt you, and he can be a focal point of this offense. The defense, they know well and good of what happened last week. And then
pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
And I think this offense was looking for a reason to ignite the home crowd, coming out on first down, throwing the football, but the defense was ready. Nice job getting to the quarterback, making a big sack on the first play of the game.
Fires to the wideout. Got him downfield. They get him out of bounds, couple of yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling.
Really nice looking pass. When I think back to the history of UCLA quarterbacks, I think about guys carving up defenses in the Rose Bowl in the perfect weather conditions with the gorgeous San Gabriel Mountains as a backdrop. And this guy right here, man, he is lighting defenses up this season, throwing it too. And in this game, he seems
picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception.
Well, statistically, this defense is not one of the better units against the pass. They're trying to change that here today. What a great job tracking the ball down, making a play on it, stabbing it out of the air for a big interception early. That should be massive for their confidence.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. The D thinking bring some heat on 3rd and long from the 44. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires left. Got his man. They'll move the chains. Good execution on 3rd down. They've got it at the 41. Illinois coming out with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved when I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
There's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
Caught over the middle. It's Browning. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the 1st down. They're in field goal range here on 4th down, but they're going to keep this offense on the field. Trying to get it to the marker. Turning it on. Touchdown, finding Illini. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him. You're not going to keep the lid on this guy forever. Sooner or later, he's going to get loose.
He is. He's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I mean, this dude can make plays. That's why you keep feeding it to him, because at some point, he's going to break it loose and make a huge play.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the extra point makes it 7-0. So that's a 60-yard touchdown drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. They think there's room to run to the right here. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Throws for the tight end. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
That is a tremendous job by the defender on that play because when the ball was thrown, his head was turned around. He was watching the receiver, quickly spun the head, turned his shoulder, located the ball, and then knocked it down.
Working the big fella to the corner. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
And it's on third downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella when they're able to hook up there.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
And the Bruins come to the line in the hurry-up. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Caught close to the marker. It's Gilliam. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chain.
And on defense, you make the tackle after the catch for a first down. Now you got to go get lined up again because the offense is going fast.
Quickly complete. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening. First and goal from the 9. The Bruins, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. Trying to find the end zone. Touchdown, UCLA! All that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score. Setting up for the extra point and the tie.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
The Illinois offense returns to the field. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. The give to the tailback. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. The screen, he can go. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. They're finding Illini facing a 3rd and long to keep this drive alive. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. A strike downfield. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down.
Nice job by the quarterback, pre-snap and post-snap. He knew the defense was going to be playing zone coverage, and there was no doubt in his mind where he was going with that football.
With the catch, it's Bland. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
Yeah, and what a nice job seeing it, reacting, and throwing. When you run these RPOs, you want to read the defense really quickly. Is he playing run? Okay, boom, I'm going to throw the slant right behind him. Nice job by the QB.
The sure hands, it's Browning. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. The play-action fake. Grabbed behind the line, it's Browning. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. The Fighting Illini needs to get it to the county line for a first down. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Makes the catch, it's Bland. They stop him before he can get to the first down marker, but he does cross the 50 and now to be 4th down. Illinois lining up to punt this one away. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Hauls it in, looking for space. Cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. UCLA will go back to work on offense. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. This could be a real turning point in the game. They scored a touchdown. They got to stop. And now a chance to break the tie.
Yeah, this offense has got it cooking, man. And how about the defense? Great job getting that stop, getting the football right back to the hot hand. Now this offense, Palmer, has a chance to take the lead.
You can see the offense, too. They understand the situation right now. They were jonesing on the sidelines to get another opportunity to run back on the field. They are ready to drive this ball and go score.
The freshman brought down after a really nice run there. Bruin uniforms look pretty, but don't let it fool you. They'll stick their face in the fan and run it tough like a Freeman McNeil used to.
Okay, a good pull. Freeman McNeil, I don't remember him, but I do remember a guy like Maurice Jones-Drew, who's a little bowling ball and just ran physical, and just finding those guys that you can feature in your offense.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion, because that hasn't happened often for this guy. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up, see if they can maybe confuse this QB?
He'll be brought down at the 3-yard line. An explosive play in the passing game has him on the doorstep. Pushes ahead. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. Both teams made no secret they wanted to target their big play receivers, and they've done just that in the first. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. On second and goal, he carries again. Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone.
And I like the running back's vision. He sees the hole, explodes through it. He knows where the goal line is, gets in the end zone, gets 6.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Always expect the unexpected in college football, and for some, this update could fall under that category. Duke had an impressive showing at home today, and I know the fans outside Krzyzewskiville are ready for hoops, but pay attention to what's happening on the gridiron too, people. Regardless the outcome today, guys, these are still 2 quality programs. Proof the sport is as healthy as ever.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22. Man, he was back there and in the quarterback's face before the Bruin faithful could finish an 8th play.
I mean, just getting off the ball so quick, penetrating. When you got defensive linemen that can get upfield.
Breaks into the open. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got his man across the middle. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Finds his man. It's Bland. Stopped just across the 50 at the 49-yard line. It's a pickup of 10 and a 1st down. Illinois putting together a really nice drive. Quick release on the RPO. Caught, and he's close to a 1st down on the nice pickup there. 2nd down coming up. Looking for space. It's Eakin. On the move at the 30. Hits the afterburners. He rolls all the way down to the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped. It's 1st and goal as Illinois comes to the line. They'll try to get it in with the run. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Wants to go up top. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Illinois. Fitted in the window for the score. Looking for the tie with the extra point.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game.
The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
But it was a nice job in play calling, too, David. Just
going deep. He's got it down the right side. Open spaces. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Bruins.
How about times you see those receivers, as soon as they get by the DBs, you know, that hand goes straight up in the air. I got him. I got to step on him. He got to step on him. And the ball was thrown perfectly out in front. You can see he runs underneath it, gets it, and gets the long touchdown on the go route.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Here comes the Illini offense back onto the field. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. Wants to throw on first down. Grab behind the line. It's Browning. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Love the awareness by the defense here. They're trying to get the running back the ball in space, but the defense was expecting it. They had guys in position. They located the football, and they went and gang tackled.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into trap.
He lofts it high and deep down the left side. It's picked off, and that's number 10. Taking it the other way. He's at the 40.
I love defenses that make big plays, that understand what they're trying to get from their offense, understand how to attack it, jump some of these routes, make these interceptions, and then not only that, when you get the football, try to do something with it. Don't slide down. Don't take a knee. Try to bring that thing back to the house. You set your offense up for great field position.
They'll go to the counter. Defense there to stop him after he picked up a yard. Ball's at the 17.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. It's complete on the right side. Down to the 3-yard line, and that's where they'll have it first and goal. So close to cashing it in for this offense. On the ground. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And it's not a surprise who they gave the football to. When you get down in this area, they're going to call his name. The physical back, they're going to give him the football. They're going to use their identity of physicality and run game down.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, UCLA!
And the offense continues to run the football. The second rushing touchdown from the running back. The offensive line paving holes continue to feed this man the ball.
And the extra point is good for a 28-14 lead. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he's coming out of the end zone. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. The Illinois offense returns to the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
Illinois needs a big play here on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab. It's Broussard. Has plenty for the first down, and they stop him at the 28. Pass completion moved the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. What a job to lay out and make the catch. Illinois coming back to the line with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Caught in the backfield, it's Parker. There's not a lot more beautiful in football than the play action and the open tight end.
Yeah, because it freezes those linebackers. It freezes those safeties because they have to come up for a second and play the run. And then the big tight ends, big targets on the back end can catch the football and make big plays.
Just a short pass to the tight end. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. Gonna look downfield again. Pocket breaking down. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. That is the last thing you want on first down as an offensive sack. Now it's second down. Back to pass. Looking to the big tight end. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away. Illinois now facing third and forever. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. He'll off one deep down the left side. And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down. Illinois runs the punt unit onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Special teams coming through as they pin them back. They'll mark it dead at the 10. UCLA will go back to work on offense. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Oh, he wants it all. Brings it down on the right side. Off to the races. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Bruins. They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance. And they split the uprights on the extra point. They're up 35-14.
Man, the defense has got to be kicking themselves. They have the offense pinned back so deep in their own end. It's one thing to give up a completion, but you can't let the receiver go the entire distance and score a touchdown. Bad job on the back end by the D.
So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. They've already racked up big sack numbers. It's starting to snowball, and they are ready to go again. That's caught. It's Eakin. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. The Fighting Illini needs to get it to the county line for a first down. On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down. Illinois lining up to punt this one away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Slips through the line. Little pressure on the coverage team there, and they'll stop him at the 47-yard line. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Back to throw, and they've got to be aware of the clock. It's incomplete, and he's lucky to get that one back. Almost intercepted.
And sometimes you see great shooters, and they get on fire, and they just can't miss. And that's what this QB looks like the last couple weeks, man. Just completion percentage through the roof, running the offense at an elite level. You can tell in complete control of this offense.
They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called, and makes the grab past the marker. Forced out of bounds, and they'll mark it dead at the 34.
And that was awesome by the offense. Good completion, great awareness by the receiver getting out of bounds. If you're on offense now, jog off the field, get the field goal kicker out there. You're going to steal 3 points at the end of the half.
Fires to the tight end. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. Just a few seconds to go here in the first half, and they'll send out the field goal team. And he'll have to find the line and generate some power, a 46-yarder from the left. And the try is no good. After the missed field goal, hey, could be worse. They're still up by 25. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Illini offense back onto the field. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on fourth downs because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me too.
And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle. And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Fires to the right. And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is. They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand. Illinois runs the punt unit onto the field. They'll look to pin him deep. Fields the punt. Wants to make a play. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. Offense in a bunch formation. From the gun, the ground game. It continues to be a long day as they are just swarming every time he gets the ball. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Shoots it to the left. Pulls it in. They've got the defense reeling right now with that big play to the 29.
And I love this offensive approach, man. All gas, no brakes. You got the lead, so what? Continue to do what you do. Find those one-on-one situations and continue to stay aggressive.
Quickly to the tight end. Oh, he's got some space. It's as if that ball had a magnet going back to the offense. How in the world did they keep it?
Well, the offense is able to avoid disaster right there. Problem is they fumbled it, but thankfully they were able to jump back on and not have a turnover.
And the Bruins have it with a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, the inside give. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Give to the running back. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense.
Touchdown, UCLA! And they take it in for 6 more points.
The identity of this offense is their ability to run the football. They're doing that in this game. That's now 3 rushing touchdowns on the day.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Troy went on the road and silenced one of the most vocal crowds in football. And it's clear this Trojans team has adopted the mantra, let your play do the talking. One game, I know, fellas, but this could be one to circle when we consider the big picture there in the Sun Belt.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Here's a heat. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down, 2nd down coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Illinois lining up to punt this one away. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. Makes the catch at the 35. He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. UCLA will go back to work on offense. So the first play of the drive, starting here from the 45. They'll leave it with him. And he's very fortunate to get it back to the line of scrimmage, greeted by a sea of defenders.
Well, they want to come out and try to get the run game established, but up front defensively, they made a play. They gave up nothing on that one.
Got to find some breathing room if you're going to establish yourself on the ground, and there wasn't any that time.
Yeah, Reese, I wonder now if this offense is maybe going to try to get to the perimeter of the field and see if they can use their speed to hurt this defense.
Wide open downfield. Ripping off a huge chunk of yardage, and he's got it just outside the 10 of the 11.
Man, we knew coming into this game just how explosive this offense could be, and a big part of that is their ability to throw the football. They've scored a ton of points, and it's because they can generate plays like that. When this quarterback sees the one-on-one matchup he wants, he is not afraid to pull the trigger, and he hits a big throw there.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Running behind that left side. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody, based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive fourth quarter comeback. So the final period starts with a second down play. Wants to go up top. He's got it on the run. Crisp execution in the passing game, and they've got it down to the 3.
These third downs are so critical in deciding the outcomes of football games, especially when you start to get closer to the end zone. You drill it, you practice it. This offense needs to be dialed in, needs to be in rhythm, and needs to execute on this third down.
They're happy enough to try to take the points as the field goal unit heads out. It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. And they just tack on a little more to this gargantuan lead.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, fourth quarter was sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest of this way, and we looking pretty good.
The Illinois offense returns to the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. They had the perfect play to open the drive, and now they'll snap it again from the 38. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, but whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them, because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
They'll come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and long. Wide receiver comes in motion. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Safe completion on the screen. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning. Down by multiple possessions. They can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Makes the grab, got the conversion, and still going. The tackle is made, but he's got it 1st and goal from the 6. Illinois moving it quickly down the field. With the run on 1st and goal. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Offense trying to pay it off on 2nd and goal. The run up the middle, trying to power to the goal line. And he gets it back to the 4-yard line and no farther. They worked it down to the 4-yard line, but now it's 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Touchdown, Illini! The offense cashing it in on that drive. Once the game reaches this point, you start thinking ahead and how you can find something positive to take into the next game.
Dang right. Keep the offense rolling. Try to find some plays that I can use throughout this season that I can have some more success, or I guess have success. I haven't had a lot of success today, but I'm looking for the future.
And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points.
Oh, and he can't hold the pitch, and the ball's loose. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Intercepted. Man, they just can't get anything going. And a tremendous return will be stopped at the 28-yard line.
And how about that? That's the first INT for this guy. Like, he's gone all throughout this year, taking care of the football, making plays, really, really building trust with his offensive coordinator. First mistake. Hey, listen, put it behind you. You've had a great season so far, young man.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
The big tight end tries to make a catch, and you can tell he extends for the ball, but great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it, and the big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
Makes the grab. And the defense was right there to make the tackle, but not before they get it to the 12 and set up in the red zone. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and the clock is definitely on their side. They'll just try to run it out here. The Bruins will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. He's got it and still on his feet. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
And this offense continuing to spin the football, man, continuing to add to a great day. They've built this big lead. They've shown you a variety that they can do a lot of really, really good things. And I like it, man. Continue to throw the football. Continue to be who you are. It's the defense's job to stop it.
They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get conserved, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Under fire. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on. And now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disrupted. They've been all over the field.
2nd down, he'll throw it. Rushes on him. Pulls it in. It's Johnson. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. The Fighting Illini, facing a 3rd and long to keep this drive alive. From the gun, wants to pass. Got a man. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. They bring the punter onto the field now. Coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line. Opening snap of this drive comes from the 38-yard line. They go to the ground. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him. That gives him 54 yards rushing so far in this one, and he's closing in on 1,200 for the season. That will be in the final play as the clock strikes 0 here. This is what an elite team does. They know